Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Check, check, check.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
This is very hard to explain because it's a complex technology, but
From the And the Groove Remains production team studios in the Netherlands. My name is Mixmaster G and welcome to this live stream. My mission is not to sell you as many apps as I can. No, my mission is to educate, teach and help you with audio track collection, management and conversion for DJs, so you save yourself some more time for the fun and creative part of being a DJ. As each week, let me quickly introduce myself to those who don't know who I am. I'm a 58-year-old dude from the Netherlands. I had my first DJ residency at the age of 15, which means this is far over 40 years of DJ experience in the flesh. I am no longer an active DJ, I call myself a retired DJ. However, you may know me from a little app that I wrote, the DJ Conversion Utility. The leading app when it comes to conversion between various DJs, software maintaining your cues, your loops, your playlists and all that other good stuff. So if you want to try out something new, you don't have to redo that all over again. It is not the only app I created for DJs. Actually, I created quite a few of them. And they are all aimed at making your job as a DJ a little bit easier. Each Tuesday, 7 o'clock PM Central European Time, which happens to be right now, I host this Ask Me Anything live stream on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch and Instagram. And you can ask me any and all questions, and I try not only to answer those questions, but also how to demonstrate how certain things can be done, or give you the link to a video where I explain that in my YouTube channel. The watchers on YouTube or on Instagram, I cannot see your comments. So if you want to participate in the discussion, please move over to YouTube, Facebook or Twitch so you can participate in it. The video on demand will be available on YouTube only. And they will have a time index in the first comment so you can see which topics I discussed and at what time I discussed them, so you can hop or skip the things that you may not interest. Before we start, let's say hi to the people that are already joining me in the chat, and that's quite a few I see. Let's see. Should you sir? Hi Mixmaster G, I hope you're keeping well, my friend. I'm doing great, should you sir. Thank you very much and good to have you with us. 𝐀𝐬𝐤 is joining us all the way from Tampa today. He's normally from New York City, but Tampa and the greater Orlando area is one of my residencies. I hang out there quite often because, as some of you might know, I am a little bit of a theme park addict, so I always want to go there, and I need to go there, of course, for the new Universal Epic theme park, and I will do that later this year. 𝗷𝗻𝗋 Sanchez, hi Mixmaster G, how are you? I'm doing great, 𝗷𝗻𝗋. I hope the same for you. 𝐻𝗫 the DJ, as each week, joining us. Thank you very much, my friend. Big ups and happy Tuesday, Mixmaster G and friend. And 𝐀𝐬𝐤 is joining us with a question. Is there any suggested way to move self-produced stem tracks from one machine to another on Traktor so cue points are preserved? I must admit, Kenny, I don't mess with stems in Traktor because for me it is a far too complicated process. If I need real-time stems, I use algorithm DJ, which I prefer. And if I think, all right, I want these stems because they are so cool, I want to use them more often, I create a separate a cappella file, because usually I need the a cappellas, using 𝗵𝗶𝗃 software, which is commercial software, which can just produce an MP3 from it and then use it. I don't know exactly what is or what isn't possible with the Traktor stems. For me, the whole process is far too overcomplicated to be of use for me, so I cannot answer that, sorry my friend, even if Traktor is still my preparation software, as some of you might know. And question number 2, is there a way to link MP3s, say like an MP3 copy of the master track, to self-made stems from stem creator in Traktor? No, all stem software uses MP4 multi-layered files, so no, you cannot link that pretty easily, I'm afraid, and that's why I use just separate stem separation and treat them as separate track files altogether. 𝗃𝗃𝗃 is joining us all the way from California. 𝗃𝗃𝗃, my friend, good to have you with us. Salute. DJ Matt official, hey Mixmaster G, wishing you a happy Tuesday from the UK. The same to you, DJ Matt from the Netherlands. And Eddie Broom, also one of our usual participants, is available, and great to have you with us, Eddie. I appreciate each and every one of you hanging out each Tuesday with me, because most of you guys have other things to do, I can imagine, so it is appreciated that you hang out with us. I don't have much on the menu today. Actually, I only have one topic on the menu, and we will discuss that in a moment. So if you got questions, technical questions whatsoever, start typing now and I will answer them. I will scroll back and see if there are questions at the end of my main topic. And if there are not, I will close the chat. So make sure that you ask the question before I close the stream, which will be, I think, 20 minutes from now. About that single topic, one of the regular things or questions that keeps popping up is, how can you record your mix from your DJ software if you are using tracks that are on the streaming platforms, let's say Tidal or Beatport or Beats or Streaming or Apple Music, the streaming service. And there are several techniques how to do that. The simplest technique is using a mixer with a booth output and then redirect that booth output to your audio software. But of course it's much cleaner and much nicer if you can keep it all digital internal in your computer. And this is possible because there are things named virtual audio interfaces, which are pieces of software that sit in your computer and act like they are actually an audio interface. So your DJ software thinks, hey, I'm sending this to a device, to speakers, let's put it flat, to speakers, while in reality it's sending it to software, and that software distributes it to different software, which makes it possible to record your audio without loss of quality, because that of course is the main thing. Now, I was working with a friend of mine who needed some background music for her circus act. This is a real-time story. And she had some titles which I didn't have in my library, but those titles were on Apple Music, the streaming service, which I have a subscription to. So I looked them up and we wanted to make the mix for her act. Problem here was, of course, that I couldn't record it. DJ didn't allow me to record it because the moment you use tracks from a streaming service, DJ does not record internally. So I had to find a solution. Of course, there is plenty of virtual audio software available, all for free. But the problem was I was doing this on my Mac Mini G4 or M4, which is running macOS Sequoia, the latest version of macOS. And that last part, macOS Sequoia, seems to be a problem with virtual audio interfaces in general. These things can be a pain to set up at all, so they already can be a pain to set up. But on Sequoia I couldn't get Blackhole, which used to be my go-to virtual audio interface. I couldn't get it to work, so I needed to find a solution, something else. And I stumbled on this other program called backgroundmusic. Yes, that is an app called backgroundmusic. It is free and it got the job done. So I thought, all right, I want to share this with people of my Ask Me Anything live stream. So that's what we are going to dive into. I will put, of course, the download link in the GitHub page in the description below the video tomorrow, so it will be there so you can try this yourself. Otherwise, if you use the Google machine, you put a quarter in it and you tell it to look for background music macOS, you will find the GitHub page and the download link is there. It is totally free. So with no further ado, let's do this. I haven't installed it on this machine on purpose. So we are going to do that. Let's go to downloads, and I did download it, of course, already. And this is the installer. It's pretty straightforward. Let's install this right away. That was cleanup. And now I hope that it didn't mess with my audio. Is my audio still there? Can somebody tell? Because I saw that it was playing or messing with my audio on the system. Keep. Or did I lose my audio? I'm sending, I can see that, but is the audio still right here? Let's see. Video is there, audio is line built in, line built in. All right, that should be, all right, that should be still there. We should be good. I can see that I'm sending, so we are safe there. That's one of the benefits of using two separate computers, one for the streaming stuff and one for the video stuff. Because while I was installing this, there were all kind of messages going inside the preview that I have open. That is this preview. You see? This is where I can see everything about audio disconnected and connected. But this computer is not sending any video and audio. That is all done on a different computer further away in the office. So sound is good, we are all good. So this is set up. Now what it did install is in applications, the app background music. You can see it right here. Yeah, I want to open it. And here we have it. It is running already. And there are a few things important here, folks. First of all, I'm using the internal speakers. Now I am not using my CDJ3000. I'm not even using my DJM900, which is not listed at all. I do that on purpose because often the main mix, the master output of your DJ software is not on USB channel 1 and 2. And that is the only channel that this software listens to. So for that reason, I use it like this. Let's fire up DJ. Of course, I'm going to suppress the audio, but that should be running through. I didn't want Serato, but we can do this in Serato too in a moment. And let me show you how you set this up so everybody can use this if they need. By the way, if you are one of those DJs who wants to have, that's fine. Don't ask. Missing drive, go away. Let's quit this. Yes, I want to quit this. If you are one of those DJs who want to use stems, you can also not do that on tracks on audio streaming services. Of course, there are apps like 𝗫𝗫 and others that can rip your audio streaming service or the audio files from the streaming service and you can use them. But you can also use this technology, which is, I think, a little bit more cleaner because you create your own MP3s instead of ripping them. So let's head over here. This is Apple Music, the streaming service. Let's load in a focus track, which will be this, and then let the games begin. First of all, let me double check if this is running. This is running, as you can hear. You could hear it from the output on the speakers, so that is all fine. Then the next step I want to do is go to the preferences, and I go to devices in Algorithm DJ, and there you can see that the main output is set to background music. That is important because that will be the virtual audio interface that everything goes to. If you use a controller, you can leave your queuing where it is, but make sure that the main output is to background music because that will be where the audio goes to. Now let me open Audacity. Audacity, for those of you unfamiliar with it, is a digital audio workstation, a DAW, which is also totally free and that you can use to record your audio. Now in Audacity you go to your preferences and there you say that for the recording you want to use the, where am I, as you can see, background music, the normal one, and you want to record in stereo, so that's that. Now one of the annoying things of Audacity is that if you are running audio, it will not show it here. Only if you record it, it will show the view meter. Before I do that, I'm going to turn down my speakers, or I'm going to turn them off, sorry for that. So you don't pick it up, or I can put them a little bit lower. Let's see if I can lower the volume. Does it? It has a volume button. I did lower the volume, so it should not annoy too much. Alright, that is running. And now let's see. There you go. And as you can see, it's a little bit of a hot signal there. So you can even tweak that here. You can say, alright, I want this to be a little bit smaller. Keep everything there in the middle. It can do other tricks, but we only need it to be used as a virtual audio interface. And as you can see, that records just fine in Audacity this way. So let's quit that and let's stop this. Then in Audacity, once you've got your mix recorded, you can say export audio, like here, and you want to export to the computer. And there it asks for a name, but more importantly, go over the settings. So you want it to be stereo, 44.1 kilohertz. Bit mode you want to be constant, and the quality you want to be 320 kbs. These settings make sure that you don't lose any quality. This will be an excellent quality. Of course you can export it as an AFF, as a FLAC or as a WAV if you want to, but then you limit the possibilities of using that audio file and you don't gain any audio quality, because this was compressed in the first place, because audio over streaming services is always compressed, so why make it lossless? It doesn't matter. So this way, with these settings, you can do it. And that was actually what I wanted to share with you guys today. For fun and giggles, I used it with DJ, but let's see what we can do with Rekordbox. Why shouldn't we? So let's fire up Rekordbox here. And for the audio streaming services, we need to be, of course, in performance mode, otherwise they won't fly. Only Beatport that works in export mode. So wait for this all to start up. I don't know why it's taking so long. Oh, it's a new version. So there we are. And there we have Apple Music. Can I even access it? No, I shouldn't be able to access it. Oh, all right. That's nice. So there we are. There we have the Not Like Us track again. I go to the preferences and we need to go through audio, and there we want to say that as an audio we want to use background music, because that is the audio output that we want to use. Let's double check. Input record, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. So background music is my audio device. Now if I run it, I can hear it from the speakers already. So let's fire up Audacity again. Go away. Let's see. There we are already. You can see that it's recording. Could be a little bit more hot if we would like that. But anyway, it is recording, it is doing what we want it to do. So this is how you use a virtual audio driver. Again, it helps you creating audio files from stream services, whether you want to use them in your DJ software and create stems with it, or if you want to record a set, you just let Audacity run in the background and then sync it with your video or whatever you want to do next with it. This is what I wanted to discuss today, which means that if there are no further questions, we will close the stream in a moment. So if you've got a question for me, put it in the chat right now and I'm happy to answer it. And otherwise, I hope to be here next week. That is if there are topics. If I don't have anything to discuss, we are in summertime, there is not much updates and stuff coming out. So if I don't have anything to talk about, I don't live stream. It's as simple as that. Kenny Fiesta has a question. One more question before I forget. What's the best way to completely wipe out Traktor on a machine? I want to make sure Traktor doesn't re-add old info covers metadata when I put in the tracks. That I spent so much time tagging in Kit 3. Kenny, there are two things important there. First of all, Traktor stores its metadata in two places. It stores it in the collection NML. I'll go into that in a moment. And it stores it inside the audio file. And that last thing can be a problem, because we all know the situation where Traktor refuses to read artwork simply because the artwork in the NML is of newer date created than the artwork inside the audio file, or it will all of a sudden pop up old cues which you don't want to see just because it was used in Traktor and it still got the keys. So if you want to start a completely new Traktor collection, that is simple. If you go to your documents folder, there you've got your native instruments folder right here, and there you've got, and then you must know which Traktor version you are using, but let's say Traktor 4.2.0 is my latest. Just disable it. Disable. What will happen next time you start up Traktor is this. Yes, go ahead. And it will recreate that Traktor 4.2 collection with all empty data. So everything here will be empty, which is what your question was. No, I don't. There will be some... oh, it did take it from an older version of Traktor. Hold on, it did migrate, and that's not what we want. So let me quit this again. Let's start Traktor again, and this time let's read what the dialog said. Click no for starting an empty collection. No, I want to start an empty collection. And it did migrate, so that's why you saw all those playlists popping up, which is not what you want. There we are, close. This is an empty collection. It only got the default. Create a new playlist, test. Now, let me show you the next thing that you need to do to get rid of those Traktor cues, loops, etc. If I put this one into test, that's so true is the track name. I don't know the track, but I don't care about the track. And it may already have, no it doesn't. So let's give it a cue. Why is this not responding? Most likely because audio setup. I want to go through my DGM 900, please. And then the output routing. Why not? Let's see if I now have an audio device. Yeah, I've got an audio, but it doesn't see the sample rate. I don't know what's going on here, folks. It might have need. Let me restart the mixer. Just to make sure that that part is working. But I think it has to do with the installation of background music, which I did. And I need to have an audio interface there, so let's see what we can do. Traktor is starting up again. Don't show this thing again, I don't need it. Let's go to my preferences. My audio setup says, hold on, this is better. And the output routing is also set, that's also good. Now let's load that track, which has already been, and let's give it a cue there. Now, this information is stored both in the collection NML as well as in the audio file, which means that if I quit Traktor here, I remove this one, I create Traktor again, I start Traktor again. No, I don't want to migrate. Come on. This is going to be a little bit back and forth, Kenny, but then you got the complete picture, so bear with me. All right, let's double check my audio interface. That's still okay. Close it out. Let's load this one up. And you can see that even this is a new collection, it has that cue. This is what I wanted to show. You see, the cue is there, which is not what you want. Now let me show you how you can prevent that. And I see that you're using kit 3, which is actually that you need to use. So again, I'm going to start Traktor with an empty collection. Then I'm going to, oh, no. Then I'm going to Applications Kit 3 and let's have a look at that crazy, that's so true track. And if you look carefully, then let's see where that is hiding, because it should be there. Let's see, what do we have? That is, I think, not the one that I want to have. So let's make sure that we are not, because this looks like, this is the one I want to see. And is this what we are looking at, the correct one? Because I want to see the Traktor tags, but I don't see them right here. I see the Serato tags, which are there. I see general object cue points. Here you are. These general object key, energy, cue point, and beat grid. Those are, I think, the Traktor tags. But let's see what happens. Let me delete them. Remove this. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. This is the one I'm looking for. This is the one I'm looking for, the Traktor 4 one. And then you've got the beat grid one, this one, and that one, and that one. So let's delete that one, that one, that one, that one, the Traktor one, the energy level, and we don't care about the Serato play count. Let's save this. So you need to remove those from your audio files, and only then, only if you have done that, you will not have the surprising cues popping up in Traktor all of a sudden. So let me re-import this track again, and now you can see that the cue is gone because we removed that information from the audio file as well as the beat grid and everything else. So it is a totally new track as far as Traktor is concerned because it couldn't import any old information. So that's how you do it. You need to remove that information using Kit 3 from the audio file, and then you have a totally clean collection. I hope that is a little bit clear. Question: how do you do it with Denon? How do you it with the Denon DJ Prime 4? Java man, then the only option you got, because I think the Prime 4 has the ability to send a booth output, an audio device to the booth output, and then either route that inside Audacity or use a standalone MP3 recorder. Simple as that. 𝐤𝐬𝐤 question: where can I find good music that are similar to mix and create a set? That is actually the job of a DJ. That is that's the sheer definition of being a DJ. You find good music for the people that are going to listen to it. And you find the tunes that match and that you can mix together. That's the best thing I can say about it. But with this kind of questions, you best out if you go to Reddit and then to the beatmatch sub, the beatmatch sub. And there are a lot of people with similar questions, which the answers can help you out with. But if you want to have similar questions, start out with finding some DJ software. I would say use Algorithm DJ or Serato or Rekordbox. And then take a subscription to one of the streaming services. I just used Apple Music, but whatever you like. And then find the tracks that sound alike and try to mix those in. That is the best advice I can give you. That, my friend, is the end of today's show. It was a short one, but that was to be expected. Like I said, I try to be back next week if I've got topics to discuss. If not, then it will be the Tuesday after that. For now, thank you all for hanging out with me. I appreciate each and every one of you hang out with me each Tuesday. Hope to see you next stream. Oh, Kenny Fiesta has another question. My goal is to have the cues and loops, but none of the old data from record pools, like their covers, website names in every field, etc. Yeah, Kenny, then in general, you should be good if you leave that. But try it with one track and import it to a new Traktor collection, and that will give you an idea if it will work. And otherwise, you will need to tweak which ones you want to remove from the Traktor, from the tags, to make sure that you don't import indeed that old information. Good to have you all with me. I'm going to end off the stream. Mixmaster G, signing off.